Dear sisters, peace be with you. I'm here to give this particular session on living our life as a community on a daily basis. Dear sisters, we all will remember that we are individually, everyone is a wonderful person. The problem comes only when we interact with the other person. To start with community, there was a discussion, there was a research going on. Who is the happiest person in community life? Who is a happy religious person? What are the symptoms they depict? So at the end, based on all other discussion, they come to know the four important symptoms of a happy religious. First thing for a happy religious is the one who is fully involved in personal prayer. The happy person is one who has personal prayer and a priority, top priority. Second, this particular person is happy because they have a sense of gratitude. In their life, they depict gratitude, not a moron face, not complaining, not arguing, not gossiping, not blaming, but sense of gratitude for the congregation, sense of gratitude for the community members, sense of gratitude for the individuals, sense of gratitude for the province and the congregation as such. The third aspect of their happiness is service. They are involved in the service of others. They're involved in contributing for the happiness of other people. This has been also found a very important aspect of their happy religious character. The fourth one is intimacy with Mother Mary. These are the four characteristics. They are completely committed to Mother Mary, devotion to Mother Mary, commitment to her struggles, her sacrifice, all those things. Therefore, we will find all these important characters in other places also. Religious community it is a new way of being the church. What is happening today in our fraternities? You know, what is the difference between community and fraternity? Community is doing things together. They pray together, they eat together, they go for recreation together, they go for job together, doing things in common, uniformity. They go together and do certain things. It's called community. They may not know each other. They may not love each other. They may not give and take with each other. There's no love involved in a community. You just do your work and get away. You just do your department and things are gone with that. So, but are we really related? Are we really loving with one another? That depends on fraternity. So fraternity is a fratres, male name is a fraternity, but for sister they can sorority. But for practical purpose, we'll keep it fraternity. What is happening in our fraternity is made up of love. Community is made up of activity, doing things together. Fraternity is made up of loving one another. But what is really happening in our fraternity or communities? Gossiping. I think in your communities, nobody's gossiping, isn't it? No sister gossips in the province, isn't it? The congregation is freed from gossip. The Capuchin Franciscans or the Franciscan order, all the Holy Cross congregations, can we say that we are zero gossip congregation? Very big question mark today. So I want to speak something about gossip because there's a very, very big issue in the community life today. When someone wanted to speak to another about somebody to Socrates, Socrates put a question to him. He presented three questions and said, if you can talk only if all the following three things are in affirmative answers. What are the things? First thing, my dear man, have you personally seen about which you are going to speak to me? Second, are you going to speak good things about that person? Then you speak. I don't want to listen bad things about anybody. Third thing, if you speak to me about him or her, will anyone benefit by that? If there is a yes to all these answers, then I will listen. Otherwise, it's a gossip. Everybody wants to speak about another person in their absence. This is what's really happening. We Franciscans, brought up with a democratic lifestyle, we have too much tendency to gossip, blame and speak ill of people, commenting, passing negative comments, pessimism. All these things are spoiling our life day in and day out. This is a very big issue. Why do you speak? When someone comes and speak to me, how is that I'm keeping quiet? If I am keeping quiet, my silence is killing. The particular sister who is speaking about another sister in her absence to me is definitely going to speak ill of me to the next opportunity to another sister. Therefore, Pope Francis himself speaks very important thing. He has been specially highlighting on gossiping in our social life and in our religious communities. We come across several instances daily in our conversations or recreations such gossips. Pope calls it modern terrorism. Almost everyone's name in the province has been taken for a raid. I believe that we can end up gossip and create a positive culture in the province of giving each other their due. The gossiper has a definite plan to spoil the name. This is a very important thing in the gossip. Pope Francis told that gossip has killed several persons. A gossiping sister will speak ill of the listener in the very next possible chance. Besides private chats, our recreations, our dining tables, they are all becoming breeding ground of subtle gossips. They speak not directly, they speak indirectly. Sarcastic comments, jokes will be there, coined to spoil the name of somebody else. You create a bad impression about the third person, that's enough. That's what's being done. But it is possible to live a gossip-free religious life today. If you decide never to speak ill of anybody, decide now, sister. It is possible. You can start. Now, how to check gossip or facts? What is gossip? What is fact? If you are a responsible person, even if you are a provincial, even if you are a superior, never listen to the negativity of other people without going through some of the checklist. Ask anybody is speaking ill of anybody, third person, given writing, never oral, because then only they'll stand by that. Nobody speaks, nobody writes, and nobody stands by that. Ask them to give in writing, ask them to send an email, keep as a proof, because tomorrow you can check with it. Second, emotionally coming and talking. Some people will talk as though the whole world is going to end, or the earthquake is taking place, or somebody is killed. They speak emotionally, excite you to believe what she wants to convey to you. Are they speaking emotionally, or they are speaking with rational facts? Are they speaking on facts? Third one, check the evidences. Who, what, where, when, how. This is called evidences. Who is speaking about whom? What she is speaking about what? Third person, what time it took place, where it took place, who are all there. Check with evidences. How it took place. Anything they want to speak about anybody, find out with evidences. Fourth one, are there written statements? Is she going to own it up? Then, if she is telling something about the other person, is she ready to face if she is challenged? These are some of the basic things. Jesus told, you should be innocent like a dove, but also it is important to be shrewd like a serpent. If you are a person of important authority, a decision-making body, be shrewd, don't be innocent. Who is talking about whom? Why she is talking? Why she is talking about this particular place, that particular place? Why now? Everything has got a reason. Please listen to yourself. Inner voice. That's inner voice speaking to you. What is really happening by this particular gossip? Is it facts or gossip? Second, power relationship. Is this particular sister, is anything to do with that particular sister? Is she having any selfish goal so that she is speaking ill of her? Is she having a jealousy? Find out. Find out. It cannot be an innocent person. It's an ignorant person, illiterate person. Why she is talking? Why others are not talking? Why she is talking? Why she is keen about spoiling that particular person's name? Or spoiling or speaking directly, indirectly, different things? But why? What could be in her mind? And fourth one, what is the context? Oh, Sister A is speaking about B to C, that is C is myself, because this election is coming, this B will become an principal, the B will become an important post will be given. Now the best way is to spoil her name now itself so that no post will be given. So this is a context. What is the context in which she is bringing these particular facts or gossips or negativities? Then what has she to do with the other person? So A is speaking about B to me. What is it to do with A and B? Why she is not talking about D and E and F? Why she is speaking only about B? Why she is not talking about others? Is it connected to A and B? Are they different language groups? Are they different regions? One is from Karnataka, another one is from Maharashtra. They don't like each other. Is it true? Or caste problem? Is a right problem? Clan problem? Ethnicity problem? You will have lot of homework to do. What is my role as a listener? What is my responsibility? Can I check with the facts and evidences? Can I take an action? Can I go into details? Ninth one, how to challenge if that person is falsely accusing this person. False accusations are easily come across today. 10th one, how to safeguard the dignity of the victimized. If someone has made a mistake, something has gone wrong, some people are very, very keen, fully active in the community. Do you know about what's happened? Do you know what happened to that particular sister? Have you heard this particular thing? Have you know? Do you know this? All these things are happening? No. Then everyone is interested in others' business. Going on murmuring, chatting, dealing, all the things are happening. So we have to change this gossip character. Religious people speak to me by their life. What is happening? This Pope is telling. The religious people are telling me something. These people say they go beyond mundane horizon. They go beyond the world. Pope Francis, he himself is religious. Religious in their life tell us that it is possible to live differently. Sisters, this is very important. We have to live different. We cannot continue what we are doing now. Religious life is not actually a radical witness, since evangelical radicalness is not only for the religious but for all the Christians. Evangelical witness for everybody, not only for religious. So, therefore, he speaks then of the uniqueness of religious life, which is the ability to live a prophetic way of witnessing to the gospel. This is very important. Prophetic way of witnessing to the gospel. Religious community is the epiphany of the church. Visible sign of the church, says Vita Consecrata. What the church could be that a religious community is. If a religious community is degraded, the whole church is degraded. Lived to enrich the church, to mirror the church, engage in a bigger task. What is that? I am making the church. Every one of us is making the kingdom of God, the reign of God. You know that kingdom of God, we don't use very much because kingdom is a man, kingdom, then queendom. No, we call it reign of God. So we are making the reign of God. Enrichment and decadence of the church depends on the healthiness and unhealthiness of religious communities. Remember, if all the religious communities are sincere, committed, healthy, happy, outgoing, committed to the poor, committed to God, prayer life, a personal reflection, holiness, if these things are found in religious communities, sisters, believe you will get more vocation. The whole church will be different. The whole church in India will be different. If the religious communities are good, church will be good. If the church is not good, it's also meaning that religious life is not properly lived. The Lord appeared to the individuals, you know that. It is appeared to Mary Magdalene, Emmaus disciples, and Peter, like that. But the power from on high came. The outpouring of the Holy Spirit happened in community of disciples. They were all gathered together in upper room. As a team, the Holy Spirit comes. Religious community is the home and school of communion. It is where the communion is learned and experimented. It is the last resort of communion. If communion is not found in religious community, nowhere you will find communion. If there's no unity in the church, it means religious communities don't have unity there. Therefore, Religious community is not just an aggregate of individuals put together, but rather individuals in communion and are interrelated. Sisters, don't bring all your family stories here into the community. Your sister nearby in the community is the topmost priority for you. Don't bring your uncle, auntie, Dubai cousin, or country cousin, all those stories. No, 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 never, never bring all your personal stories here. Our religious life, our family, our father, our mother, our relatives, cousins, everybody is part and parcel of our community now. They are all in the community now. A religious community is made up of not individuals but many families. Each one comes with a family script. Each member comes with a package of family script, customs, lifestyle. One sister is the last girl in the family. The next sister is the first girl in the family. The next sister filled with all boys, only one girl, pampered by everybody. Another sister, only girls, not a single brother. She is also coming. Everyone comes with it differently. One girl, one sister coming from city life, another one coming from village life. One has come with a very, very painful past, another very happy past. But all this comes to difference once you come to community. A religious community is a meeting pot of families rather than individuals. I am not, A is not talking to B, for example, sister A for Angeline, then the B for Benedicta. Okay. Angeline and Benedicta, they are not just two people. Angeline comes to the community in this religious congregation with some 10-20 families backside of her. Her mindset, her way of behavior, her way of talking, chatting, everything is a product. She is a product of 10 families or 20 families, Angeline. Benedicta, she is not now an individual either. She comes with another 10 or 20 families. So these two people are there. Usually we have 3 persons in a community. It's not just 3 persons. Maybe 30, maybe 60 families are in there each one. So therefore, it's a huge network of mindset with which they come. Each sister comes with a family script, customs, lifestyle, wishes, likes and dislikes. Therefore, religious community is not a family. Very often we have problem with some sisters. They think that, oh, see, let us look at ourselves as a family life. Let us accept each other. Let's all live together, give and take, go for some picnic, go for some payasam. No, no, no. And go for some psychological course. No, psychological course will not end up anywhere, sisters, unless you are rooted spiritually. This community problem, relationship problem will never end. So therefore, don't call this community life is like a family. No, we are not living a family life here. Family is different. So it can delusion an individual, disillusion an individual. Religious community cannot become a family with natural bond, natural affinity, natural affection, because they are different. Love among the religious cannot happen naturally as it happens among the family members, because family members are related blood way, but we are not related blood way. We are related by the waters of baptism and faith. And faith, this is very important. We are not related through blood way. I am not here to accept the other sister because we are same family. No. Mere natural efforts will not suffice to make religious community livable and lovable. Religious community is a supernatural institution. I do not know, Angeline does not know anything about Benedicta. Benedicta never had any idea about Clotilda. All this A, B, C, all are living together. They do not know anybody. They don't know any background about the other person. Who cares? Nobody bothers. You don't bother. You don't come with your language. You don't come with your pact. In religious life, it's a supernatural institution. Anything works because you are related. A is related to B, B is related to C, C is related to A, all because a supernatural motive. They come together because God has called. God has called Angeline to be with Benedicta. Benedicta has been called by God to live with Clotilda. Clotilda is called to live and adjust with Angeline. These 3 people making a community It's a real, genuine gift of God. That is why with St. Francis, we all should be able to say, the Lord gave me brothers. Then the testimony says, the Lord gave me brothers. I did not search for it. I didn't choose. But God gave. God gives. Therefore, your problem, your understanding, your adjustability, everything is built upon the faith that the Lord has given me this particular sister. You have some sisters in your province. You wish that she doesn't enter at all in the congregation. You wish that she leaves the congregation. You think that she is a very bad black sheep in the community. Remember, sisters, the same way that particular sister also thinks about you. She wants me to get out from here. She doesn't want to see my face. This is the situation happening. Therefore, unless you change your mindset through the eyes of faith, I have to look at my sister through the eyes of faith, because anything that she is doing, positively or negatively, it helps me to grow. When a sister is a problematic character, for everything she is angry, she is giving me a choice to live with the angry person. I know how to live and deal with the persons. I learned to change my life. My pride is gone. My ambition is gone. My only concern is how to live with this, my sister. Therefore, St. Basil says, a problematic member is a grace to the community. Sister, if you are able to live with this particular sister, you'll be able to live with anybody in the world. Do you come across such people? Live them. Live. A problematic member, probably she is a saint. All the saints were problematic people. Therefore, if you want to be a saint, don't create problem, but at least live with the problematic people. Religious community is not a matter of convenience. We are not come here for convenient life, sisters. Very often we have this tendency, let us have convenience. Well, let's have a nice food, then problems will be solved. Let us have good convenient rooms, then problems will be solved. Central cooking, common boarding and lodging, common marketing, common laundry. Is it community life? No. Community life is a matter of faith. Fraternity is a matter of love. These are the two things very important. Love and faith will help us to live in a community livable and lovable. Without this faith aspect, religious community can degenerate. Members can become merely numbers. Community becomes a clique. There are 10 people here, 2 people are making clique here. They live only, they eat together, they talk with each other, they chat with each other, they don't bother about other people. It's like a club. We are not living here as a club. In our community, there are weak friars, the weak members. Some sisters are sick, some are mentally sick, some are emotionally sick. Each one is carrying a burden on their life. Remember, sisters, weak members are not anymore burden, but they become a lovable person. Ministry, if it's a burden community, or ministry becomes just a job. You are a teacher, do the job and come back. Are you a medical person, a nurse or doctor? Just do something and come back. Vows becomes walls. Prayer becomes routine. Consecration becomes license. This is the problem in the wrong way of living a community life. Community is given to us by the major superiors. You remember, once in 3 years, a new team is formed. After election, new team is formed. You are there. We are only made community. They only provincial council, they can create community. They cannot create lovable community, that is fraternity. Fraternity is made up of respective community members. The fraternity is the flavor and seasoning of our community life. It's a fraternity, the love for each other, that energizes the members and enthuses their activities. Religious community does not automatically become a fraternity. It has to be fostered by ensuring certain elements specific to it. There are 3 such elements. First, the individual self-gift to the community, very important. Second, the community's effective concern for the individual. Just a story in old stories. Some years before, there was a nice a bunch of grape was given to the superior. Superior said, no, 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 for me no need, let vicar eat. The vicar says, no, 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 this is very small, it's not so much. So the vicar says, no, no, for me no need, let the other one, the councillor take. The other one say, 20 people it's passing, each one is giving up their joy for the sake of the other. They're saying, let the other person get. And after 20 persons, at the end, this bunch of grapes in the saucer comes to the guardian, the superior. And he says, dear brothers, this is the symbol of our community. This is what depicts that we love each other. This particular grape will be there permanently for us. So it seems he took that bunch of grape and held it at the entrance of the community. It was there for long duration, because whenever they looked at that particular grape branch, they felt their love for each other is a symbol of giving for the other. Therefore, meaningful common activities that promote unity are to be taken up. Don't do just your work and be satisfied. Take up some extra work. Join with some people. Show your love. Show your affection. Show your serviceableness. The individual self-gift of the community is very important. An individual is given to the community as a gift. You are a gift to the community. Don't think that you are just a number. Do your apostolate, that is school or social work or medical work, and do this, come and get some rest. No. One should feel that I am not myself. I belong to God. Enter into that. There are so many talents. You have so many talents. Why don't you do something? In our generalate in Rome, I was there 5 years. The topmost international lawyer and canon lawyer for the whole congregation, we had 12,000 Capuchins are there. He was the canonist. He is the one who processed the whole. That some people are leaving, some people are coming. All this number, all this they call procura, and he was the in charge. Very heavy work, lot of confusion. But on Sunday, he will not touch the work. He says he will not do the work. He will come and he enter to the kitchen, prepare meals for everybody. All the 20 of us used to take meals. This man will alone do. But cook. There was a cook, but he says, no, you don't, you take rest, I will help you. Almost every Sunday, this brother, Father Vincencio was doing. This is a love for the other. We give our celibate commitment. We give our time and energy willingly, generously, cheerfully. If you are talented in painting, do something. If you are talented in decoration, do it. Don't wait. Don't others ask to do. Go and help somebody. We put all our talents, resources, earnings at the community's disposal. We make the community our first choice, sharing our responsibility, plans, and future plans. The community's effective concern for the individuals is very important. Individuals are provided opportunities and possibilities for growth. They helped to qualify in view of ministry of the congregation or the order. Conducive situation is made for the individuals to cultivate relationship with God. Please give lavish encouragements, timely correction, vibrant inspiration to one another, and good support and leading guidelines. These are the need of every community. Why don't you be the giver? Real wealth of a religious community is in its member. Each of them living one's life as a wholehearted response to God's love and call. Meaningful common activities that promote unity, very important for us to reflect how we can promote our community, a Franciscan lifestyle, our fraternity, all this. Being together and doing together. Meaningful celebration of common liturgical hours. There are times, morning prayer, evening prayer, then you have got intercessory prayer. There are very few communities who add some special prayers. They pray for somebody they met on the street, some poor people on the roadside, some of the women who are widows, some of the orphans, the mentally retarded ones. All those people come in the prayer. Yes, this is a very, very clear symptom of a loving community. There are people, oftentimes you come across just mechanical prayer, liturgical prayer, prayer of the faithful, just read from the book, close it and throw it, put out the light and sleep. And it is called meditation. No, it should not be done. Bring all the people in your heart. Bring all the prayers and intentions in your prayer. Pray for those people who nobody bothers to know about it. Another thing is involvement of the members in decision making. Involve everybody. Everybody. Today it is at the age of consensus. Don't ask majority rule. No, no, no. Let everyone speak for the values. What is the value that makes you a decision for the community? Also believe in subsidiarity. Never interfere what other person can do, capable of doing. Community becomes fraternity when it becomes a genuine community. Forming, they are formed into a community. The sisters come together and make into a community. There's a storming, there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lot of confusion. Then comes norming. They put the norms, how to live, how shall we do it, how shall we adjust. At the end, they start performing. So forming, storming, norming, and performing an ideal community. Pseudo community. There are also pseudo community. What is pseudo community? Shallow community, false communities. They laugh, make big noise, they have very good picnic, they have nice cereals, lot of fun, lot of money spent for everything, good eating, meals, batakana, everything, but living in chaos. No relationship, no understanding, no time for each other. Elderly people, nobody goes and talks to them, nobody comes and visits them. The young ones, nobody shares with them. No ideal figures, no mentors in the community, no love, no affection, no kindness, no sympathy, no empathy. This life is lived as a community because good result, because there's a school running community. Our school is always very good, matriculation school, plenty of money bringing, and school children always get 100%. But the sisters, each one is living in jealousy, pride, blaming, controlling, dominating, discriminating, excluding the poor. All these things are all signs of pseudo community, pseudo fraternal life. A genuine community has got struggle, sister. There is lot of chaos, lot of storms, lot of pain, lot of sacrifice, penitential life. Remember your past. Remember from where you are coming. Remember the painful days you passed through. Remember the difficult time from which the Lord has saved you. Remember them. The struggles only made you to be a better situation now. Always remember your congregation's beginning, the beginning of your congregation, how much of sacrifice, the purpose of your congregation, the dream of your congregation, the vision and mission of your congregation. You have to live it now. You cannot be like another congregation. You cannot follow, oh, they are doing better. The Salesians are better. These Salesians are better. The Carmelites are better. The Franciscans are better. So what? You make yourself better. You make a congregation better. You are not come here to follow some other congregation, but your own congregation, your own peculiarities, special charism. Live it, love it, execute it. Community faces them together. All your problems are part and parcel of everybody's problem. Then you are also able to come across, overcome them at the earliest. The rivalries and unedifying division in our communities, congregations are coming again and again, especially in Indian situation. We are divided by language, caste, tribe, ethnicity, region, right, age group, all these things. They are all usually about power and money and not about service and not about God's will. Very often we have to check if at all you are really interested in a good community life, begin loving and showing your affection to the people of another language. Show the people of another caste, another tribe, other ethnicity, another right, another region. Then you can say you are a credible person. Don't get into clannish mentality. Don't get into groupism. Come out of yourself. We have come here for the kingdom of God, for the reign of God, not for our own people, not for a closed mentality. The conflicts in our communities happen as in the early communities. You find there's a conflict due to money. That's Simon's story, Acts 5, 1 to 11. Also, you find the communal and linguistic problem they had in the beginning. There's a problem the leadership, Paul and Apollo. There's also a problem of tradition, how to accept the traditions. There are a lot of scandals were there. There are liturgical rights problem, disparity, Eucharistic, all those problems were there. But we support the authority, the congregation by co-responsibility, community discernment, and regular evaluation. Dear sisters, my meditation time is a wonderful time for reviewing how you lived in connection with Jesus one-to-one, how you are improving, able to live in relationship with one another, how you are able to be open to our inner voice, discern it, go ahead. What Lord wants me, I will execute. I have come here to do the will of God and not my own will. We grow in understanding of each other by our prayers, by the meetings, by discussions, by exchanging and sharing, etc. During recreation, leisure time, community time, dialogue time, chapter time. Please open yourself. Don't expect everybody will agree with you. No, you are not here for agreeing with each other, but rather to speak out and keep you open. What Lord wants, let me accept. So therefore, in the spirit of openness, we strive to have in all our convents a welcoming and friendly atmosphere that all who come may be received with courtesy and warmth. Corrections are also to be carried out with humility, at the same time gentleness, with understanding the dignity of the person, forgiveness in the spirit of understanding, continue and complete. This is very important. Global economy and fraternal economy. The global economy is connected to profit. Sometimes our institutions are all meant for profit, not for communion. Very pathetic. But we are worried about fraternal economy, increase of communion. So in our day-to-day life, we need to be accountability, transparency. Not only money matters, also in relationship and participation. Fourth one is sharing. And fifth one, supporting the weak members. This is the only way you can bring a happy community. There are 10 talents we need for the art of community life. What is that? Talent to listen, especially those people who are in need. Listen to each other in courtesy, respect, and love. Sister, some years before, there was one sister in our CBC when I was doing some activities. And the one particular sister was very good and a lot of interest, and she was made superior of the provincial community, huge community, plenty of people. She was really in the threat, and she was asked me some guidelines. I told sister, who are all there? She said, oh father, it's very, very bad. 20 sisters are elderly ones. 20 sisters. I don't know how to manage. They'll always come and blaming. Anything we do, they'll not be satisfied. That's the one problem. Another one is provincial community, councillors, all big shots. And I said, what is your work? She is made superior. I said, don't worry. It will be a marvelous community. Start with the elderly sisters. These elderly sisters are highly experienced people. They know what is life. They have passed through several difficult, tough times in their past, but nobody listens to them. Nobody sits with them. Sister, I tell you, for all the 20 sisters, you have to spend at least 2 minutes per day. Every day spend 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Don't worry about anything. They don't want anything from you. They only want somebody to listen. Then the sister started. Very nice. First day, the sisters were surprised. Second day, they were astonished. Third day, they were very happy. Very happy. The sister told, very happy, says, Father, very nice. The sister all love me. Sister, not love me. They love you like the goddess. They value your presence. When you go out, bring something. When you go out, bring some meals or anything for your community. Please spend some money for the elderly sisters. You don't need to do anything. Just bring some fruits. Give each one fruit. Don't meet them in the corridor. Go to their room and talk. Show extra love, extra concern, extraordinary time for them. Sisters, believe me, she was the happiest person there. She said, it's a marvelous piece. The elderly sisters became very joyful. They started serving. They took up the garden work. They were there for the kitchen work. They were in the refectory for all the work. Prayer, everything was beautiful because you have some time for others. Second, talent to speak to others at the right time, right manner, right thing. Don't speak wrong thing to the right person. No, no, no. Right thing, right time to the right person in a right manner. Then only things will go to the other person. Third one, develop sensitivity, the art of small sacrifices. Creativity enter into the heart of the other. You have to be sensitive to others. Other sisters are another world. You don't expect them to behave as you like them to behave. No, change your lifestyle. Change your pattern of behaving with others. Fourth, derive pleasure in simple things of life. Live a simple life. Don't expect too many grandeur. Don't become a demanding person for anything, everything, complaining, arguing. No. Fifth one, talent for sticking with something for others. So just take care of others. Give importance to others. Stick with people. Especially those people nobody wants to talk. You go and spend time with them, talk with them. Okay. Talent to believe that I am loved. Remember, you are all important. I am loved here. I am accepted here. People value me because I do this. Therefore, begin a new life believing that you are a loved person. Have a sense of humor. You will come across some elderly sisters, plenty of jokes they'll have, plenty, wonderful, wonderful. These youngsters today, very difficult, they lost the sense of humor. They were only laughing themselves with the WhatsApp and with the mobile. They don't have anything to share with the other. It's a very pitiable loneliness. We have to change sense of humor with others. Eighth one, community, homecoming, to go out and get strengthened for the mission. Therefore, a community is actually a bridge between contemplation and action. You contemplate, you are immersed in God, you are entering into action, but the community is a source of bridging both. The ninth one, place of being accepted. Remember, your community is a place where you are accepted. You feel at home. When you go out, when you come back, you love to come back. 10th one is community, my first apostolate. The way you live in your apostolate, in your community, there will be difficulties, but the way you live, this is the first apostolate. When people come, they see your happy community, the way you sit in the refectory, the way you give company, and everywhere you will find a difference.